Good afternoon, all. You may be seated. Thank you very much for waiting. I want. I came out today to talk about home mortgages, but I want to talk about a couple of other issues that I think need to be brought front and center here. First of all, is the devastating fires that are happening in California. It's just heartbreaking to see the news every day of people losing their homes. Um, Everything's gone. There was a person that was on the news this morning talking about um, heirlooms, how they had their mom's ashes, um, family possessions, and they're all gone, and all they have are the clothes on their back. Um, Under my administration, I have been in close contact with Governor Newsom. I've also been receiving up to date briefings here concerning that. And it goes without saying that the full resources of the federal government uh, are being deployed to California to confront this. Whatever Governor Newsom needs out there, whatever they need to assist in this, they will have. It's devastating. We've had over the past 4 years, I think, too many natural disasters that are taking place, and it's heartbreaking to come up to this podium to talk about that every time it occurs. But Andre and I do have our thoughts and prayers out to everyone in California. That's a beautiful state. So is the whole United States, and just our thoughts and prayers are with each and every one of them, each and every one of the people of California as they battle through this. And let you just from my administration, you would have the full resources of the federal government available to you as you fight this fire and then start the rebuilding process. And like I always said, um, we won't forget you. I know when the time comes, when it's appropriate, we don't pull resources. I'll be headed out there to assess the situation and also visit with the folks and also the firefighters who are working a lot of hours and in a very emotional and tough time during this fire. I do want to also touch base on the economic report that came out this morning, and just I want everybody to think about this. I know there's been a lot of talk about the economy over the past 4 years, but I want you to look at what we've done in the past 4 years. There's been 16 million jobs created in this economy. 16 million jobs, almost a record. Unemployment rate's at 4.2%. Now, I know that 4 years ago I came in and I said I wanted it 3%, and I'm still haven't given up on that. I believe we can get to 3%. I think we'll address that in the next 4 years, coming up, and I think we will get to 3%. But we've made a tremendous amount of progress with the economy. You think about when we first started this thing in October of 2020, October 8th to be exact. The country was reeling from a pandemic, and 15.6% unemployment thereabouts was the number. And look where we are right now. And we're making progress. I know there was a lot of talk during this last campaign cycle about the economy, but the economy, folks, we've made progress from where we were 4 years ago to where we are now. We made tremendous progress. So, um, continued good news on that front. And I know that everybody doesn't feel that way about the economy. I just was home in Texas over the holidays, and people were talking about how they think the economy is not as good as it should be. Prices are up, and I get it. I understand it. That's one of the things that I pledged when we started this thing 4 years ago, to not be isolated from the American people, because it's really easy to come up here and get isolated from the American people. That's why it's so important that I go back to my hometown to get to talk to the folks again and to understand the problems that they're facing and everybody's facing so that we can address it. So I know we have some issues with the economy, but overall, our economic situation is better than it was 4 years ago. This afternoon, I want to address an issue, though, however, that strikes at the very heart of the American dream. And that's the ability to own a home, to provide stability and security for your family, and to build a future filled with opportunity. But for so many, that dream has been under threat, not just from economic challenges, but from the actions of deceitful individuals and organizations preying on families at their most vulnerable. The Federal Trade Commission has recently concluded a case that is both infuriating and deeply troubling. It's a sham mortgage relief operation operating under names like Hope Services and Household Relief, targeted at families facing foreclosure. These organizations claim to offer hope to struggling homeowners by promising mortgage modifications, financial relief, and a path forward. Instead, what they offered was nothing short of theft. Families who turned to this operation for help were lied to, misled, and betrayed. They were told their payments would go toward modifying their mortgages, toward saving their homes, but instead, these criminals pocketed the money, leaving homeowners even closer to the brink of foreclosure. When the FTC first filed suit against these defendants in 2015, it revealed the full scope of their fraudulent practices. They falsely claimed to be a nonprofit organization with ties to the government. They assured homeowners that they had a high success rate, special connections to lenders, and the ability to succeed even when others had failed. But it was all a lie. No special contacts, no successful negotiations, no relief. Families who entrusted their hard earned money to this scam found themselves worse off. Their hopes were completely shattered. The good news is justice is being served. The FTC has worked tirelessly to hold these individuals accountable. And today, I'm proud to announce that they are taking another important step to help those who were harmed. Refund checks are being sent to 198 consumers who were victims of this operation. These checks, totaling more than $49,000, will provide some financial relief to the families impacted. Each person will receive approximately $250. It's a small but meaningful step toward righting a terrible wrong. To the recipients of these checks, I urge you to cash them promptly within 90 days as indicated on the check. If you have questions or concerns, you can contact the refund administrator directly, and there's a number provided on the website for that. Let's be clear. While these refunds are an important step, they cannot erase the emotional and financial pain caused by this fraud. They cannot undo the stress of sleepless nights, wondering if you'll lose your home, and they cannot restore the trust shattered by deception. What they can do, however, is send a message that our government will not tolerate exploitation and that we will stand with you to fight for justice. This case is a reminder of why we must remain vigilant. Predatory practices like these are not isolated incidents across this country. There are individuals and organizations seeking to profit off the struggles of others. That is why my administration is committed to strengthening protections for homeowners, increasing oversight of financial services, and ensuring that no family faces foreclosure alone. We are taking steps to provide better resources for homeowners so you know your rights and can access legitimate help when you need it. We're working to hold bad actors accountable so they face the consequences of their actions. And we are investing in programs to support families facing foreclosure because no one should have to choose between feeding their family and keeping their home. This afternoon, I want to say this directly to every American homeowner. We see you, we hear you, and we are fighting for you. Whether you're struggling to make ends meet, trying to keep up with rising costs, or navigating the complex world of mortgages, know that you are not alone. This country stands with you, and we will continue to work every day to protect your rights, your homes, and your dreams. This is the promise of America, that we lift each other up, that we fight for fairness, and that we hold those who break the public trust accountable. Together, we will build a future where every family has the opportunity to thrive and where the American dream is not just a promise, but a reality. And that is one of the things that is going to be a cornerstone going into this next 4 years is I want to see a tightening of regulations when it comes to this. Even in my hometown back in DeSoto, there are so many home prospectors that are calling people and just throwing cash at them. And I want to see that regulated. I want to see that now I perfectly understand that the government, and we won't do that the government cannot control what you can and cannot sell. We're not going to do that. But what we're looking out for is the everyday American. Now, if a home prospector purchases a home, we're going to tighten the regulations. We're going to put more regulations in there so that when they resell that home, it's far more difficult than just flipping the home. You know, I'm a firm believer in when you purchase a home, you're purchasing an investment. You're purchasing a future of our country and your city. Now, I'm not against people coming in from out of state purchasing a home, but what really concerns me is the prospectors that are doing this. Just in my own, like I mentioned, in my own hometown, numerous people are being called, and that wrecks the local economy. And we need to put a stop to that. Again, I'm not against you selling your home. I'm all for it. If that's what you choose to do, I am all for it. But I will also tell you that there are plenty of licensed real estate agents that will gladly take your business and gladly sell your home the proper way and not take advantage of you. These next 4 years, we're going to see that these regulations, it's going to be my goal to see these regulations are tightened, to see that the home prospector industry has tighter regulations and is not just throwing cash at people and buying homes and turn them into Airbnbs. So that's one of the things that we're going to work on this next 4 years, and we'll see where we end up with this. But that's one of the priorities going into this next 4 years. Thank you very much. May God bless you. May God bless and protect our troops. May God bless and protect the people of California, and may God bless and protect the people of the United States of America. Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.